Hey there, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the W.B. Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Mark Weiner with John Russo, the head baseball coach. Coach, how's it going?
Good, Mark. Thanks for having me.
A very positive series for your team this weekend, Senior Day. We'll get to that in a little bit, but first against Elon on Friday, a 5-3 victory, a back-and-forth game, but you guys were able to hold on.
No, I think that's a typical, CAA good baseball game should look like. Bowie came out, really established the tempo, the pace. I thought he was great. He was like, I believe it was like 62 strikes and 88 pitches, and the 3 runs he gave up were, I know he gave up the home run, but I just thought he was really good. Good as he probably been all year, and he's been good a few times, and just really set the tempo for us. And I really liked their pitcher they had on the mound, and we really battled and scraped across a few runs. And at the end of the day, it was just a good Friday night victory.
Middle game on Saturday, a 10-6 victory for your squad, and Brian McDonald, the difference in that game, he had 4 RBIs.
Brian's been swinging the bat better, for a better part of a month now. I think he's about as good as hitter as there is in the CAA. Definitely in driving in runs right now. I mean, he's doing a great job with RBIs, and just has a real knack of figuring out the way to get it done with guys on second and third, and driving in runs, and just been really good leadership for us throughout the day. And I thought it was 7-5 there for a little bit. They hit a home run to make it 7-6, and then I thought Fergie hits a home run to get it back up. And just an overall really good team game. I thought Eisenberg was really good for his outing, and then Chris Weiss came in and got a big out, and then really closed down the rest of the game. I really liked the whole performance overall.
Sunday, one of the more interesting games, but obviously the worst result for your team is you guys end up losing 12-10, but trailed 11-0 and battled all the way back.
Team showed a lot of heart and character coming back. I mean, they could have really settled in and said, hey, we won 2 here, and we're down 11-0, and not come back. And I can't speak well enough of them, and they've done that basically all year. And I felt really bad for Nick Kozlowski, because he had really good stuff. Maybe the emotion of Senior Day and having him throw as a senior, starting that game, but I felt like it was something that he could handle. But also, just how it worked out that he was Game 3 and being on that day, and I think he, without question, gives us the best option to start right there and get it in. It just worked out poorly, but I know it wasn't from anything, lack of effort or lack of caring, lack of trying. I mean, Nick Kozlowski oozes all of that. I mean, so, he's a great pitcher for us in his career, and just had a little bit tough outing.
You mentioned Nick Kozlowski, one of the seniors on Senior Day. Well, there were 7 others that you honored at University Field. Just talk about this senior class as a whole.
I think, I can't speak well enough of the senior class. On and off the field, they've done everything right. They've got great character. I think how we were able to come back and show heart like that, I think, is led by that senior class. That's what they're all about. They're great kids with great character, with great heart. I believe they bleed Hofstra blue. I think they love their Hofstra baseball program. I believe they love their university. And more importantly, I think that they've enjoyed their college career. And, as a coach, that's all I could ever ask for. And, I'm going to miss them guys a lot, and, care for all of them.
We go from the seniors to one of the freshmen. Jake Fallon ends up being named CAA Rookie of the Week this week. He goes 7 for 14, 5 RBIs, 7 runs scored, and definitely a good performance from him.
Great performance by Jake. I think Jake's one of those guys that goes a little bit unmissed in our freshman class when you talk about the Fosters and the Nunziatas and the Weisses of the world, and people forget that Jake's a really good player also. And I was really excited about having the opportunity to get him in the lineup a bunch more, and it was at the cost a little bit of Ferguson and Johnson, but both of them being seniors and knowing what's going on, they were good with sitting out a game to get Fallon more playing time to prepare him for the future. And I'm glad everybody got to see this week what a good player Jake Fallon is. I thought it the whole time. It just worked out with 2 seniors in the outfield and Foster playing so well. It hurt, but every shot I got, I kept putting Jake in there at times, and now he's gotten over 20 starts. And I had so much confidence in him. I put him in the 3-hole because, number 1, I thought he could do it for sure. Number 2, I wanted to get him in spots that he can learn and get better. And he had the big double on Friday and had another RBIs on Saturday. And he had a huge catch in the ninth inning too, where it was the first out of the inning, and he collided with the fence catching it. And it's just what kind of Jake can do it all. He can run, he can hit, and he can play defense.
Now, the last CAA series for your team will be the James Madison Dukes upcoming down in Virginia. What do you expect out of that series?
You know, me personally, I've had a tough time with James Madison in career here. You know, they have a good winning record against us. Whatever team I've had, they've taken a series from us. And, you know, so I think for the betterment of Hofstra baseball, it's good to try to go down there and win a series against them. You know, on an individual side of it, you know, I think we have a lot of hitters right there between, you know, 290 and 300 in conference. You know, I think it's like Russo, Witowski, Liederman, Hardart, Johnson, Ferguson are all right around that 290 clip. And, you know, I think if they could have a nice, good weekend, finish strong their last weekend offensively, you know, they could beat 300, maybe get some all-conference types honors. And on the mound, you know, I think Bowie needs to go back out and do what he did again. And, you know, I think Eisenberg's had, you know, probably 4 straight good weekends now in conference. And, you know, I want him to continue doing that. And, you know, I also like to get some young guys on the mound like, you know, Heidenfelder, Weiss, Seibert to get them continued growing and learning the CAA. So, you know, I think we've still got a lot to play for, still a lot to learn, and, you know, I think we're playing pretty well right now.
Head coach of the Hofstra Pride Baseball Program, John Russo, thanks so much for the time. This has been the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.